and blue as the early morning. And she still had her figure. She was curvy and buxom, and standing at 3'10", she put me to shame in the girly department. But the feminine demeanor was deceptive. Iris could pack one hell of a punch, both magically and physically. She stared at me for a moment. As she cautiously dashed at her tears, trying to keep from messing up her mascara, she gave me a blissful smile. "You're so sweet. Can you braid my hair for me? I sure wish I had Smokey's ability to order it to fix itself. I think a lot of people want a taste of Smokey's talents, among other attributes of his." I sat her down and divided her hair into 3 sections. I know I'd love to come out looking peachy clean every time we fight a battle. After I wove one section over the other and finished it off with an elastic-coated rubber band, Iris coiled it around her head in an intricate pattern, leaving the tail end of it hanging down to her mid-back like a tidy ponytail. We added a brilliant yellow bow. It reminded me a lot of Barbara Eden's hairdo in I Dream of Jeannie. "I wish you could, too. Then I wouldn't have so much laundry to do." She laughed and smoothed her skirt, a gorgeous cobalt blue number she'd paired with a pale gray button-down shirt and a pair of pumps that matched the color of her hair bow. The Finnish house sprite looked like a pretty secretary rather than the high priestess she was. Talon Heltesias were good at blending in, even when they could whip your butt in a battle. You don't think Menolly is upset about putting off her promise ceremony to Nerissa? They had decided on February 2nd, and now they changed their plans because of me. Are you kidding? Both of them are fine about it, and it gives them more time to get ready. I knew that Iris felt she had upstaged them, but neither my sister nor her lover were upset in the least. "As long as you're certain I didn't tread on their toes." "I'm sure. Now, are you ready?" I stood, reaching for my purse. She closed her eyes and pressed one hand against her stomach. "My stomach feels like it won't ever be ready for anything again, but let's get a move on." As we left my room, she glanced up at me. "By this time tomorrow, I'll be Iris O'Shea, Bruce's wife. What the hell am I doing?" I laughed at her panicked expression. "You're marrying the leprechaun you love, Iris, and you're going to have his baby, so you might as well get used to it. Life's changing." Cocking my head, I added, "So, you're taking his last name?" She nodded. "If Koyami were my family name, I'd hyphenate. But, as much as I loved the Koyamis, they weren't exactly family. I worked for them, I cared about them, but when it comes down to it, they were my employers. So I figure, since I'm starting over yet another time, I might as well start with another new name. Only this time, someone I love is attached to it. You're right. Life is changing, and I'm embracing it." As we headed downstairs, I realized that was so true for all of us. Life was changing all around us. Some things for the better, some things not. And there was no way to stop the ride now that we'd all gotten on board. The guys were sitting around the living room, looking guilty. Not sure what they were up to. I gave them a sideways glance as we passed into the foyer and then the kitchen, where my 2 sisters, Camille and Menolly, were waiting with Menolly's lover, Nerissa. A trail of wolf whistles followed, and Iris gave me a look and shook her head. "They'll be out like a light by the time we get home. Want to make a bet?" I kind of hoped so. I really didn't want to think about what kind of trouble they could get up to without us here to supervise. Menolly's coppery cornrows shimmered under the lights, and she was dressed in blue, tight jeans and a denim jacket over a rust-colored turtleneck. Her boots were even made of denim, and they sported thin stiletto spikes, almost as high as Camille's. Camille, on the other hand, was fully decked out in her usual fetish noir, chiffon skirt with a green underbust, long-line waist cincher with black boning and silver hooks and eyes, beneath which she wore a shiny black spaghetti-strap top that left nothing to the imagination with regard to her DD breasts. She balanced on a pair of sky-high stilettos that I couldn't even imagine wearing, and was carrying a sparkly black wrap. Nerissa, who was munching on a breadstick she'd found in the cupboard, wore a flirty, tiered powder-pink skirt that barely covered her butt, and a glitzy tank top. Strong, lean, and muscled, she was an Amazon of a woman, a werepuma who wasn't afraid to tackle life with my sister the vampire, and she was always ready to party. Camille lit up as we entered the room.